All right, folks, here we go. Our cleats time. Let's do some cleats. These are Under Armour cleats, 2019, 15 size youth, 15Y, 15 youth. You know, this is mine, actually my son's. He outgrew them. And I'm going to attempt to clean them up nicely and then to offer them for resale. Give an alternative for the expensive new shoes to try to get, you know, some inexpensive shoes for someone getting into baseball. I think this is important as growing up, you know, with the boys, both my kids playing baseball, I can see the value, I can see how expensive the game is. And I think offering alternatives to the new cleats by bringing pre-owned cleats, but making them look nice and sweet would be a good opportunity. As always, I'm going to be keeping the right one not done yet so we can see a nice before and after. I'm going to be working on the left one. And then I'll go ahead and, first thing I'm going to do is take off the laces, put it in my soaking water. My water today is going to be dishwasher soap and water. And then we start scrubbing this down. Let's get started, okay? Let's go. Okay, prior to doing the scrubbing, like I said, I'm going to put the dirty laces into the water. Hoping they come out pretty good. It's mostly clay and not smeared in mud. And then secondly, I'm going to do a nice wipe down with a dry brush to get all the surface debris off of it. So I don't want to scrub in the debris there. And get that off nicely. I'm take it that. And then one of the things I like to do for being clean on this is to use my lint catcher and go right in here and start getting some lint. Oops, I left the protecting on. There we go. All right, let me get started on this, and then I'll come back and we start doing some scrubbing. All right, let's go. All right, time to start scrubbing. I'm gonna get my soft bristles and start on the upper soles or upper shoes. And that's good. Let's get going on this and see how we go. I'm hoping to see a big improvement where the clay is. And I really want to get more experience with the cleats. As a lot of these coaches want the players to have nice, clean shoes. And they get really clay dirty real fast. And I think this could be a really good service to offer them. All right, let's get going. All right, folks, you can see here's the before and after. We made some progress. Not nearly enough progress as I wanted to see. And I really got to get the tongue there too. So I think what I'm going to do, you can see the differences. We made some improvement, but not what I want to be able to offer to somebody for alternative to new shoes. So I'm going to go ahead and go with our medium brush right here. Get that in there and start scrubbing that. I had to do a little bit more scrubbing than I anticipated, but that's okay. We'll get going and I'll show you how we're going. All right, let's go. All right, now I'm scrubbing the uppers up here, making some more progress with a medium brush. I'm gonna go ahead and get the strong bristles right here and start working the soles a little bit. So, in the midsoles. So, let me get started on that and I'll be right back. All right. One of the things that's bothering me a little bit is the not getting out as much as clay from the tongue. And then also right around here and some of these other areas. But relative speaking, it's a heck of a lot better than what it was before. But I know and believe we can get a lot more whiter and cleaner. Here, I did scrub the bottoms. You can tell a little bit of improvements on the bottoms. So we got some work to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to use this OxiClean Maxi Force on the tongue and on the right here, and maybe this tag in the back here. See the tag, and try to get that even whiter than what it is. All right, then I'm gonna put that on, let it sit. It says up to 7 days. I probably let it sit for about an hour or so, and then I can get another try at it if I need to. All right, let's go. Okay, just got about 45 minutes of the OxiClean on it. Don't think it's enough, as I've seen that there's still some clay dug in on this tab back here, and the tongue itself still has some clay. It's looking better, but I want it to look a lot better. So what I'm going to do is this weekend, when I have a little bit more time, I'm going to go ahead and scrub it really good again, and then put OxiClean on there for 24 hours or so, and let it sit there and soak in really good, and to get a good scrubbing afterwards. But you can see there's some spots where it's coming out. These are nice little shoes, lead off, Under Armour. And what I'm going to do now, before I close shop for tonight, is I'm going to go ahead and do my Mr. Clean Magic Erasers and start doing an initial run through here, run down here, and see what happens with it. I'll do one more video tonight. I'll show you the results of this, and then it's off to soaking. But oh yeah, the shoelace, you know, it's still dug in things. So I'm gonna actually put that in some baking soda and water and let it sit overnight, and then in the morning time wring it out and see how that goes. Gonna get that nice and clean as well. All right, good experience, good fun. I like doing this stuff, and let's see how it turns out. Let's go. All right, you can see the magic eraser did some work right there. Not perfect, but getting a lot closer. Again, before and so far, not after, but so far in the process. So like I said, I'm gonna put it up for the night, let it dry nice and good, and then start tackling it some more. Gonna get that whiter right here. You can see even the Under Armour symbol is whiter than before. So making some progress, and hopefully some kid decides to use this and have another good season or two out of them, or 3. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. You can see a dramatic improvement before, after. Wow, that looks really good, but there's still a bit of room for improvement. One of the things I want to have are the whites to be a bit more white. So what I've done is I created a hydrogen peroxide baking soda mixture. I'm going to apply that in there for a bit. I'll apply it on here just like this. Kind of carefully work to not make certain it's not on the shoe itself, and get it all in there. Get it nice and white, and I'm going to wrap it up in some plastic wrap, and then sit it outside for a bit so the UV rays can get it. Probably about 2 hours today. We got plenty of hours in the night, or to the daytime today. All right, let's get going. All right, did the whitening with the baking soda and the hydrogen peroxide. You can see how we're making some significant progress. You can see what the H for that was there. And then here we go. A lot cleaner and brighter. One of the things that is bothering me a little bit is the clay-filled tab back here. I've been trying to get that nice and bright and white. You can see there was a little bit of improvement, but not a whole bunch. So what I opted to do, or decided I'm going to give it a try. Hold on. What I'm going to work on doing is to get this a little bit wider. I got a portion of water and standard bleach right in there, and my handy toothbrush. I'm going to carefully put that on there. I'm going to turn off the camera while I'm doing it because I don't want to spill bleach everywhere. Be right back. Okay, you can see a bit of improvement on the tag over there. The shoes are looking good. Making some improvement. I like to get a little bit cleaner in there. I think I'm probably okay on the whites right now for the soles and midsoles. So I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more work on the tongue, a little bit more work right there, and then my 3-step process for the insides. In fact, I could probably start the first stage of the inside of the cleats cleaning, and that's going to be stage 1 is doing vinegar and water to kill the bacteria and inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sprays. I'm gonna let that sit overnight. Then if it's still wet in the morning, put it in a dryer. Okay folks, let's go. All right, we're back at the Under Armour baseball cleats. They got a lot wider. Let's do a before and after. Or is it before one? I don't know where it's located. Nice. But we made some big progress. I was going to do a before and after, but I cannot locate my shoe. But I am still kind of not 100% content with, like, right here and these cleanings here and the tongue there. You know, I know the shoes don't cost too much, but I want to try to get the practice. Really, is to get an affordable shoe for people getting into baseball, but then also B, it gives me some more practice working on cleats. So let's do a really quick cleaning. Then I'm going to rinse it off really good, and then I'm going to put it on my shoe dryer, my new shoe dryer that I got. I'm hopefully going to do a video on that as well. Let's look at here. I'm using the middle bristles this time. I want to get the good cleaning, get it nice and deep in those crevices here. And then I think, hold on. Okay, here we go. Step 1 of the interior inside cleaning to make it smell bright and nice and clean for the next owner. So this right here is my white vinegar and water mixture. It's gonna do like 3 sprays. 2, 3. I'm gonna let it sit for the day or overnight, and then we'll come back and do step number 2. Let's go. right, it's been overnight. The vinegar and water mixture I sprayed in here is nice and dried and working to kill some of the bacteria that might have been left in there. So this step is I'm gonna be putting some pure baking soda in there and let it sit for overnight or so. So I'm gonna put that in here. Oh, that's a lot. Gonna shake it up. And then we'll let it sit and do its thing. All right, almost done. This is step number 2. We got one more step in interior shoe cleaning. Let's go. All right, here we go. I just got done taking the baking powder off of the outside of the inside of the soles. Sometimes I use this electronic duster. I'm just gonna blow it out after for my last touches, and it works out pretty well there. So step 3 in my inside my shoes cleaning is I'm gonna use this Febreze original in there fabric, and do about 3 sprays on this one, definitely 3 on this smaller shoes. And these are the 1.5 size, 1.5 youth Under Armour baseball shoes. 1, 2, 3. Got it soaked pretty good in there. So, the 3-step cleaning the insides and then getting the shoes a lot wider. You might say, well, how did it get wider? You saw it in the video, but you can see this before and after. Here's a before and after. I think it's it's not perfect. Future ones I want to figure out how to get the yellow, if I can, off of the threading over there. And this back thing back here, little tongue, a loop, gave me a little bit of trouble as well. But overall, you can see before, after, before, after, and then the bottoms, before and after. So I'm real pleased with the way they turned out. Like I said, this is not for a client. This is for my reselling. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one cleaned up real fast, and then I'm gonna go ahead and post it on my reselling, which is currently Poshmark, Mercari, and then my big one is eBay, and get it posted for not too much money, but at least it can get some more usage out of these shoes. They got some cleats in them, on them still, and some wear still on them, and this is a chance for the cleats to get some more use, find a new home, save the new parents a little bit extra money by going pre-owned versus brand new, and the feet grow really fast. So I'm really hoping someone picks them up. It's going to be a great deal. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you find value in this, or you like the videos, I would really appreciate you liking and subscribing. If not, I'm perfectly fine. I really appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day, great evening, great morning, great week, and let's get cleaning the shoes. Let's go.